explicit podcast, so if you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot, turn this off before you get butthurt and mad, start to cry, have to run to your safe space. All opinions are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any government agency.
Welcome to another episode of MOTORCOP Chronicles podcast. I'm your host, as always and as usual, the Iceman. Doing this one all by myself today, so you have to bear with me. I got a little bit something we'll try different today, so hopefully it works out okay. And I hope everybody enjoys it. See, Austin's here and Melissa. Hello, Melissa. And he shouldn't have to force you to tell me hello. You should want to tell me hello, because I'm just such a nice guy. Awesome. So we're going to get into it. Normally, I'm going to tell some stories. Let's go ahead and get it out the way. If anybody wants to contact me, motorcopchronicles@gmail.com. Go ahead and contact me if you want to be a guest or got an opinion or anything else like that. Get in touch with me right there. So, about a week ago, I was I had to go help in the courthouse, bailiff, and they're shorthanded. It happens sometimes, part of the job. We're all one team, so you go do it. Anyway, I'm standing there working plead or bleed court, paternity court, basically. Who your baby daddy or whatever you want to call it. No, I'm standing back in the back watching everybody because, you got pissed off husbands or boyfriends, they doing restraining orders, domestic violence, all that kind of shit like that. Not just, child support court. And we're sitting there, and this guy there, after I've been watching for a while, he was there with, I assumed, with his wife, but he was there for a restraining order against his alleged girlfriend. She has petitioned for a restraining order against him, a protective order against him. I assume that he allegedly abused her in some certain type of way. Of course, that's nothing funny about that. The ironic part is, that is funny, is this guy was here with what we thought was his wife at the time, fighting against getting a restraining order against his girlfriend. Well, come to find out, no, he was there with he's married to another woman. He was in court with his girlfriend to fight against domestic violence restraining order from him allegedly hitting his other girlfriend. This real life shit. You can't make that up. All real. This guy needs to just pick one, and his life would be a hell of a lot less stressful than going to Maury court over there. Hello, Randy. Austin says, it's funny how Miller Lite tastes like unicorn milk when you've had an 18-pack. Well, I'm sure a lot of this shit tastes different after you done drank 18 beers, Austin. You might want to slow down. Or at least leave the branding irons alone for your safety. But yeah, this poor guy here, he needs to pick one. He has a wife. He was there with his girlfriend because he allegedly hit his other girlfriend. And what was funny is, then he was sitting there arguing because he said he wanted a restraining order against her. Really, dude? Really? Anyway, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Then the same day I was in court, I was watching. There was this lady there, and when I say she was dressed in all blue, she was dressed in all blue, like a workout type outfit or something like that. She was all blue, blue, like a Smurf had just exploded on her or something. Even her shoes were blue. Well, besides her being dressed in all blue, what made me notice her, and her being very bouncy when she walked. She was very bouncy. When I mean that is when she walked, everything bounced between her breast and her behind. Everything was jiggling. She's Miss Jiggly. But I kept noticing she was talking to herself a whole lot. Had another lady there with her, but she wasn't talking to her, and you could tell she wasn't talking to her. Well, when she finally got up there, she comes back. I guess her and the ex-husband, ex-boyfriend, or whatever, they were arguing about. I won't know. Don't know. I was in the back. She comes to sit back down, and she's pretty she's pissed. She's pretty pissed off at this point. I don't know what happened up there, but she was pissed off. They're meeting with child support people. Well, she turns around and looks at her ex, and says, "Oh, you want to go there? You want to go there? We can go there. We're going to go there." I'm like, "Oh, no. The only place anybody's going is you're going to go with your butt sitting down on this wooden bench right here and be quiet." Well, a little while later, she got up and went and did something. I went and made conversation with the person that was with her, which my thoughts of the matter was right. It happened to be her 20-something-year-old daughter who did it. I asked her if she had some mental issues, and the lady was a paranoid schizophrenic and had some other issues going on with her. But everybody in the courtroom laughed when I told her the only place anybody was going was her butt down on that bench. But thank God she wasn't violent or anything like that. She, not long after that, I did get relieved so I could go back and do my job out on the street. But the bouncy blue lady who was paranoid schizophrenic was talking to herself, and I just let it slide. She was eating Rice Krispie treats like they were going out of style. She must have had like a whole buffet pantry in her purse that she was eating. She was eating the shit out of these buffet, her buffet purse of Rice Krispie treats, which I do like Rice Krispie treats. They are quite delicious. You know, a little PSA for everyone. Just one subject will tell you: if you report your vehicle stolen, even though it wasn't stolen, well, technically it wasn't stolen. It was picked up by the repo man because you ain't pay your bill, and your shit gets repoed in the middle of the night when you're sleeping, and you come out and you figure your shit's been stolen, and you call and report it. Well, you find out that the repo man got it, so you catch your shit up and you get your vehicle back, and you're driving your vehicle past some LPR cameras, which if anybody don't know, that's a license plate recognition camera, and this vehicle has been entered as stolen, and this camera automatically alerts when it picks up a stolen vehicle that's been reported like that, and it alerts the local law enforcement, and you ended up getting pulled over by 3 or 4 cops on a felony stop, and you get detained because your car is reported stolen. Well, after a little bit of digging and looking, of course, we find out that the vehicle is yours and you didn't steal it. But you failed to report that you got the vehicle back, to have it taken out of the computer system as it being stolen, which I'm sure the subject went and did after all the shit that he went through that morning, scared to death too, when he had all these cops out with guns coming out. He did not get to drive his vehicle home because he was driving under suspension also. So I think he was cited for it, vehicle towed, and someone came and got him. Moral of that story is, first of all, pay your fucking bills, pay your car note, and the repo man won't come looking at you. Second of all, if your shit is repoed and you get it back and you report it stolen, I would have it unreported. Let them know that you did get it so you don't get detained on a felony traffic stop. So that's just my opinion. Maybe some people want to be detained and handcuffed on a felony stop. I know personally, I don't want to be, because that sucks ass. I was just a couple weeks ago. I do say, I was out working the school zone, which not my most enjoyable time at all. If anybody knows, if you want to see how stupid people are, go direct traffic. That's where all the fucking idiots are. Anyway, I was out working. This guy in a big truck, 18-wheeler, come by and gets my attention, comes over. Go over there, check. Dude hands me a breakfast sandwich bought from the local truck stop up the road. It was still wrapped up. Smiled, told me, appreciate me, and left. Well, it was wrapped from the store, had me do it, so I ended up eating it. It was good. I didn't die, obviously, or I wouldn't be here talking to you. But it is nice to know when some people are still nice to us and appreciate us, because in this day and age right now, that don't happen too often. We get shit on quite a bit and called, made names of. I had a Karen on the traffic stop just a couple of days ago, basically accused me of, I don't know, being racist and a liar. Even though after I proved to her that I did lock her in at 865.2 feet away from me, Unfortunately, my LiDAR does not record video of me catching you speeding also. But it don't matter what I'd have said to this lady. She would have found me wrong or just being an asshole. All right, Roy, go eat. Enjoy your Saturday. I was going to do this earlier. Actually, I was going to do it Friday. And I got a little later started. I wanted to now, but go enjoy your food. Go eat them fish with no bones. Or your steaks. I hope you cooked your steaks. Anyway, we had a little WTF moment, a little what the fuck moment. And I didn't get this call because I was working. You hear, radio keys up. They're dispatching a uniformed patrol guy somewhere. But the call, the info they give this poor guy is they were sending him to a house to the complainant, a male complainant that wanted law enforcement to remove his girlfriend from his house because she had hurt his feelings. Yeah, that I'm not making that up. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's what happened. I mean, that's what he was dispatched because this grown ass man wanted the police to kick his girlfriend, make his girlfriend leave his house because she hurt his feelings. I mean, should he have stopped to buy some diapers and baby wipes on his way? Some Pampers? I don't know. If you're a grown-ass man and you call the law enforcement because your girlfriend done hurt your feelings, come on, dude. Come on. Like Joe Biden, come on, man. Anyway, the guy got there, and I'm just listening over here. The guy got there, and obviously the other guy left too. Maybe his feelings got hurt so bad he just left his own house. But no one was there, so I'm just like, you hear that come over the radio, you're like, really? Come on. Is this real? All right, we'll get into this one little last story, and then we'll talk about the other stuff that's a little bit more serious and not as entertaining, but sometimes some shit needs to be said that isn't always entertaining or talked about, right? All right, this last story is actually happened yesterday, Friday. I had responded to a shooting that had happened. Being a top, we're the first ones to get there. We started to secure the scene. One person had been struck by a bullet. It was in his foot. He got shot in the foot. Anyway, he's hopping around on one foot and everything, but we start putting crime scene tape up and all that stuff. Of course, detectives and all the important people show up. The road lieutenant asked me if I would mind going to another location to back up one of his guys that was at a domestic, because, most everybody was in that close was at this shooting. I said, no problem. Well, it was a little drive for me to get to this location. It was probably about 30 to 40-minute drive without trying to kill myself getting there. Anyway, I get there. Two cousins have been fighting. And one of them, I believe, does have some mental issues and a drug problem. And you get there, and then I hate domestics. I'll tell you right now. Anybody in law enforcement will tell you domestics suck. They're dangerous, especially when one of the guys that involved in it that wasn't the main aggressor has a felony warrant out for him for aggravated battery or second-degree battery, and he had missed court, so he had a $30,000 bench warrant out for him. So you're arresting him and only giving the other party misdemeanor summons. So people are getting pissed and hollering and screaming and all that shit like that. So I did do that. One guy went to jail. I'm sure he got bonded out. The other guy got a misdemeanor summons. I did talk him into going, just the guy with, I believe, has mental problems, into going to the hospital and talking to some people. So we basically got everybody out of the situation at the time. So that was that. Now, the other one, which is the title I put on here and stuff like that. But I was at this truck stop getting ready before I went out on the interstate to write tickets. And I'm standing in line. I was buying me a energy drink, which I try not to drink many of. And I think this was only the second one I've had in over a month. I've been trying to stop them all together, but I was tired of drinking water at this point, and I wanted something fizzly and bubbly with a little flavor in it. So I just stopped out getting me an energy drink. I'm standing in line up in my Class B uniform, which is basically BDUs and stuff like that. But I'm standing there, I'm still in uniform, patches, embroidered badge on my chest and name tag, all that shit. And this truck stop has two entrances to come. One's from the gas pump and one's from the other one. So I try to watch all of them, but it's kind of hard when, if you're watching one, the other one's at your back. So anyway, I'm standing in line. And from behind me, I hear somebody come in the store, and he's like, I gotta piss. Where's the bathroom here? I gotta fucking piss. I'm like, really? I mean, this dude just must be stone cold dumb at this point. And I'm like, and he says it again. He's like, I gotta piss. Where's the bathroom? Well, this particular men's bathroom at this truck stop is not inside the store. It is outside, over closer to the diesel pumps where all the truck drivers come. It's an older truck stop there. They're in the process of building a brand new one there, but it's not built yet. It takes a while. So, I mean, this is a very old store. But the men's bathroom is not inside the actual store. The lady behind the counter says it's outside. The bathroom's outside. So that's fine. I'll just piss in the parking lot. I mean, it's fucking loud. This dude's like screaming. He did appear to be maybe intoxicated somewhat. And he looked like a freaking homeless person or whatever. Well, I'm just like, this dude's just stupid. And the lady, they had two ladies working counter, one behind the counter, says, you do that, you're going to go to jail. I ain't scared to get you. I've been in jail before. I ain't scared. Call the cops. I'm like, this? No, I'm standing in line the whole time. The whole fucking time. I turned around. I looked at him. I said, you dummy, outside right now. So I take him outside. We have a chat. Let me call it that. Me and him had a chat, a person-to-person chat. And I'm going to give you, I told him how the cow ate the fucking cabbage, is what the fuck I did. Pointed him in the direction of the bathroom, told me to go piss in there. Well, I kind of hung around outside because I wanted to say, I was like, if this son bitch gets behind the wheel here, I'm going to have to arrest him. I can't let him drive off because he had been drinking. So I'm just kind of hanging in the parking lot, and we're just going to call this person Ding Dong. Well, Ding Dong comes right back out the bathroom, and I'm like, I'm watching him. Mind my own business now. You know I don't want to have a conversation with this stupid motherfucker. So I'm just kind of watching. Well, he decides now, I guess since I done chewed him a new one, but me and him are freaking, we're BFFs. We're friends now. He comes back up to me. I was like, you just need to shut up, get out of my face, and get in your vehicle and go. I said, because if you keep running your mouth, because I did see the vehicle that we were in, they had Tennessee tag. I said, if you keep running your mouth, you're going to find out what kind of hospitality our jails have out here in Louisiana. I said, I don't want to hear your crap. Just get in the vehicle. Well, I watched. Well, he did get in the passenger seat. The people that were with him saw me giving him, the what to and telling him how the cow sandwich. They just, when I turned, I looked at them, they just turned their heads and they didn't want nothing to do with it. So anyway, he wasn't driving. He ended up getting there. But this dumbass was sitting there screaming and hollering. He never saw me in line. He's like, I didn't see you there. Well, you know what? It shouldn't have mattered if you saw me there or not. You shouldn't be in there acting like a total, complete dumbass. Dumbass. So I guess you just never know when shit like that. I mean, that's why you always got to be paying attention. I mean, because shit can happen. But it's like, yeah, he just did not see me. I mean, this dude's just stupid. Can we say stupid? This dude was a fucking idiot. Anyway, I don't know where he was going. They were heading towards Texas, not Tennessee. I don't know if Texas ain't going to want your drunk ass. Not when you're that stupid. I don't know. He could have been a hitchhiker they picked up. I don't know. And okay, maybe I'm maybe I'm stereotyping him or whatever. If you'd have seen him, he'd be doing the same damn thing. He was dirty, nasty, and unkept, okay? Maybe he just looks like that all the time. I mean, if he needed some soap, I'd have bought him some freaking soap, okay? He was dirty. So, anyway, he was stupid too. Walking there screaming, hollering. I mean, lucky they didn't have no children in here, but I mean, the point is they have women there too. Don't be I mean, you don't know who these ladies are. Don't be disrespecting them like that. I mean, I know. I mean, I'm married. I sure in the hell don't want somebody coming in there, running his mouth over because he needs to pee. Jesus Christ, you're a dude. I'm sure why didn't you pee in that empty beer can I'm sure you had in that truck over there that you were sitting in? Just whipped your dick out and pissed in that, and you going to run there acting like a fool? Dumbass. All right. That's going to be my stories for the week. This week anyway. I'm sure I'll maybe get some next week too. I'm always working on getting different ones. So we're going to get on to this other part of it that I was talking about doing. All right, I'm going to pull up these pictures. Now, when I say pictures and stuff like that, if anybody's listening on a podcast platform, you can always go look at me on YouTube or on Facebook. The video will be there if you're not on the live feed. I'm going to pull up some pictures and talk about the stories, okay? So we're going to talk about this first one. I hope I pull up the correct one. No, that is not a correct one. Let's try the other one. This is the correct ones. All right. If you're watching the video or watching live, This police officer right here, he's a Louisiana police officer providing security at a high school basketball game in New Orleans, was shot and killed following a mask-related dispute, authorities said. And the suspect, that's the suspect, the guy over here with the long dreads. I mean, he's just stupid, an idiot. The guy he shot the cop over a mask-related dispute. Authorities said he was immediately taken into custody. This officer right here was also a Tulane University police officer. Mr. Mitchum, he was shot not this past Friday, but Friday before last, while he was working at the George Washington Carver High School on Higgins Boulevard in New Orleans. The dirtbag over here with the dreads, I'm not even going to say his name. His name does not even deserve recognition. Speaking of, I'm taking his picture down too. I don't even want. We got a little glance of him. Dirtbag. I don't want to recognize him. He's a piece of shit. Anyway, he was booked into jail. So anyway, he was booked into the jail. I also read another news article related to this one. Actually, I think it was yesterday I found it and read it. That the same dirtbag that shot this cop had earlier that day had altercations, I think, with some NOPD guys or something at I think it's a Harris casino they have down there in New Orleans. I'm not sure the name. I think it's a Harris. I don't frequent casinos. I don't gamble. I work too hard for my money to play with it. But it was found out that earlier that day he had gotten kicked out of the Harris by some cops, and they had some issues with him, and he made some comments or something to him, like turned around and looked at him and said something to him, goodbye bitches or something like that. I don't know. But the whole thing was stemmed from him refusing to put a mask on in the casino also. Hey, anybody that knows me, I'm not a fan of the mask bullshit. Okay, I don't think it works or whatever. But also in retrospect, I also do understand that private businesses have the right to refuse me service. So if I go into a business without a mask on, and they either ask me to leave or put a mask on, and I choose not to put a mask on, that they can call the cops, and the cops can make me leave. And the cops aren't making me leave for not wearing a mask. They're making you leave, or me leave, for because the business don't want me in there anymore. Okay? The business may be having me removed from not wearing a mask, but the cops they're basically trespassing you because the business has the right to refuse you service. It's a privately owned business. They can do that. I try to explain it to people all the time. Well, this dumb dirtbag motherfucker shot this poor guy right here. He's dead because he don't understand shit, and he don't even, I just don't get it. This poor guy's family and stuff, mourning him because dirtbag's sitting in jail getting 3 squares a day because he didn't want to put a mask on. That is just total bullshit. Shit like that shouldn't happen. So, anyway, we're going to get on to the next one. This one right here, if you're watching live or on a video, let me pull up the story to read it. Don't be my old man, slow. All this fancy Nancy stuff gets me sometimes. Anyway, as you see the officer right here, this police officer was in Northern Virginia. He was shot to death the same day, not this past Friday, Friday before, during a traffic stop. People always say, oh, you traffic cop, whatever. Let me tell you what, people, traffic stops are dangerous as shit. We don't know who we're walking up to. If if I pull 20, 30 cars over, or a week, which a lot of times I do way more than that. Every single time I pull these people over, I have no clue who I'm walking up to. It could be the nicest little old lady in the world, or it could be somebody that just committed a murder somewhere and don't want to get caught, or it could be somebody just having a real bad day, or just be somebody that just don't like fucking cops, wants to kill somebody. You don't know. Anyway, he was shot to death Friday afternoon during a traffic stop, and responding law enforcement fatally shot and killed the dirtbag that killed him. Good riddance. At least not going to cost the taxpayers nothing. Not a dirtbag sitting in jail getting, trust me, I know these pieces of shit that kill cops, when they go to jail, I mean, they're heroes to these other prisoners, these other inmates and shit like that. I mean, they're like, oh, you killed a cop, you're great, fuck you. At least he's dead now. Good riddance. Officer Dominic Nick Wenham, 48, had been with the Town of Stanley Police Department since 2016. According to the police chief, Ryan Dean, prior to that, Wenham served as a trooper with the Virginia State Police, who also extended their condolences. It's with heavy heart this evening that we must inform our community of the line of duty death of one of our own, Dean announced in a Facebook post. I know the Stanley and Page County community are keeping Nick and his family in their prayers during this difficult and tragic time. The Stanley Police Department said Wenham had initiated a traffic stop, but before the officer could even exit his patrol car, the suspect got out of his vehicle and opened fire. The shooter, identified as 29-year-old, not going to say his fucking name either, because he's a piece of shit number 2 for that day. The other one was in New Orleans. Piece of shit number 2 was over here. He said he fled into the woods on foot. Said other cops pursued him, found him hiding in a barn. They said dirtbag number 2 made threatening movement towards them and was shot by Page County Sheriff deputies. The statement said, I hope they lit that son of a bitch up. Hope he looked like a freaking, colander when they were done with him. Virginia State Police are investigating both shootings, and, of course, a news agency reached out to the police departments for the comment. Anyway, this poor man lost his life over a traffic stop. Because this motherfucker, like I said, want a ticket or something. Just piece of shit. You got to watch it. I don't know what kind of training I have. I mean, I was lucky with the department I was with before. We did the training and stuff where we were like inside a vehicle. You had to pull your weapon and shoot through the windshield, which was these were like cars they got from the junkyard. Pull your weapon, shoot through the windshield, and hit the targets while you're sitting in the driver's seat through the glass of the windshield. So besides it was fun, it was enlightening and stuff like that. And I know some states or some in the state of Louisiana, we have the option. We can either call you out of the vehicle, we can make you stay in the vehicle. I know some departments and some agencies, maybe some states, make people get out of the vehicle and stuff like that. Me personally, like I said, this is my personal preference. And like I said, I'm sure they got quite a few law enforcement people that don't agree with me out there, and that's why, everybody's my opinion. Most of the time, 99% of the time, I prefer, especially when I'm working the interstate, I prefer the people stay in the car, because if they get out and they get run over by an 18-wheel or something, they're gonna blame it on me, because I made them get out the car. It's your fault. You made them get out of the car, and they got run over, so now it's your fault. I prefer them to stay in the vehicle. I usually do a passenger side approach. I'm watching mirrors, I'm watching movement, and every single vehicle I do this to. I always approach every vehicle I go up to with caution and I try to have heightened alertness every time. Once I get there, if I see it's an old lady, so when it's non-threatening or something like that, I don't bring my alertness down, but my caution will go down a little bit after I feel that it's safe for me. That's my preference. I know they got a lot of cops that like getting the people out of the vehicle. That's the way they do it. That's the way you do it. I'm just telling you the way I do it. So when this guy jumped out, I've had people jump out of the vehicles at me very quickly. I have unasked a motorcycle. I've had somebody jump out of their car on me, especially when I'm on that bike, before I even got the kickstand down. And I'm telling you, and I have also been through motorcycle survival training where they taught us, cover, and we shot around the bike, shot off the bike, shot off from the moving motorcycle, live round all the time. I had somebody jump out of a car on a live traffic stop on the street when I was working, and I didn't know what was going on. The dude was like quick and seemed aggressive. I mean, I just stepped off the motorcycle and started drawing. The motorcycle's going to hit the ground. I mean, it's not like it ain't fell down before. I can pick it up later, but I just stepped off the bike and let it drop. I mean, if I see somebody getting out of their vehicle real quick, I'm unassing. If I'm in my unit, I'm going to unass out the vehicle very quickly. And so you got to always be ready. Always be ready. Not saying this man did anything wrong at all. I mean, I wasn't there. Sad thing is he lost his life because of some piece of shit dirtbag. And our next news story. These are things that just caught my attention and I just want to talk about. This, you see, if you're on live, there's two people up there, picture of cash and money and stuff like that. These are two Louisiana men were arrested, $59,000 in cash. No, $59,000 in narcotics and cash were recovered. This was in Chalmette, Louisiana. The St. Bernard Parish Sheriff's Office arrested two men this week on various narcotics charges following an investigation conducted by a Special Investigation Division Narcotics Unit, both residing in Chalmette. 57-year-old Robert Metzler and 42-year-old Jason Metzler. If you look at the pictures, if you on there live, I got them pulled up. These motherfuckers don't look like they related in the least bit either. I don't know. They don't look like they're related. They were both booked on the following charges. They had possession with intent to distribute heroin, possession with intent to distribute cocaine, possession with intent to distribute oxycodone, possession with intent to distribute oxy, I don't even know how to say that, oxy, possession with the intent to distribute, I don't even know how to say that one either. They need to make easier names for these fucking drugs. Carciprodol, one outstanding arrest warrant on each one. There was $14,000 in narcotics and $45,000 in cash, I guess. What was it? Yeah. If you're on live or go look at the video, you'll see the picture of all the shit right there. So during the investigation, the agents recovered approximately 120 grams of heroin, 16 grams of cocaine, 27 tabs of oxy, 36 tabs of oxymorphine, 12 tabs of the carciprodol, with a combined street value of $14,000. They had $45,000 in cash. Both men were transported to the St. Bernard Parish Prison to be booked on the above charges. So, look, two dumbass criminals. Thank God they got caught. They are off our streets and not here anymore. And hopefully they get a whole bunch of time. Louisiana, they may get a lot of time. They were one of these other fucking states like New York, California, or fucking Washington or something like that. They probably wouldn't even be in jail right now. They gave them a bond and a court notice and let them walk out of the street, and them two motherfuckers be right back on the streets selling their drugs. So that's that with those two. All right, now this next part, something I was going to do different. Next week I'll probably do, I'm going to try to do this at the beginning of each month. And it's not something I just been reading a lot of different stuff and all this stuff like that and stuff, if y'all listen to me, most people, I haven't got any, if I have any cop haters, they ain't left no messages or nothing yet. So I'm sure I listen to podcasts that, that piss me off, that I am totally not in agreement with, and I don't believe in a damn word or a damn thing they believe in. But guess what? I listen to that kind of shit because those are the type of people that are out there that I deal with, that I want to know what's going through their mind. So I listen to stuff that Todd was sitting next to me one time. He's like, "What the hell are you listening to?" And I told him, he said, after about 5 minutes of it, he fucking rolled his window up. We were in our units, and he drove off. He said, I can't listen to that no more. It's pissing me off. It was so anti-cop, anti-law enforcement, anti-everything. Okay, it was pretty fucking bad. I listen to that type of shit for the straight up purposes of learning for me. And it I guess it helps some and might not help much at all. I don't know. Helps me think the way other people think. Before I get in this last part coming up, I will say I did get my yearly evaluation sent to me. It was there's one part I was like, I don't know, it's like most of it I agree with all of it, but that one part I was like, I don't know if I agreed with it totally, but you know what? Of course, not everybody's not going to agree with everything. But it lets me know how, I didn't get any our rating system's 1 through 5, 5 being, above and beyond, like the most perfect, and 4 is, really, really good, and 3 is you're right down the line of where you should be. Not perfect. 2 is number 2 is not, the greatest, and number 1 is basically you probably shouldn't be fucking working here. Number 5 is far above what is required. 4 is above the normal expectations. 3 is consistent in what is expected and considered acceptable. 2 is below normal, and 1 does not meet minimum requirements. I didn't get any 1s and 2s. I did get a couple 3s, but I did get a 5 in my attendance because the Iceman doesn't miss work unless he has to. It's got to be damn near an emergency. According, I can, would I get a 5 in anything else? Let me tell y'all before we get into this other stuff. I got a 5 in my driving skills. That's because the Iceman don't drive fast. You get in crashes and everything. I don't get, and if somebody calls and I got to run code, yes, I will drive fast. But just in my everyday driving, I try to, believe it or not, I'm a cop and I try to obey the speed limit and all that stuff like that. Basically, my thing says the Iceman shows up to work 30 to 45 minutes early every day. He has no problems with helping in different areas when needed, never calls in sick, and only misses minimum hours per year due to doctor checkups. So I can't, like I said, I got, mostly 4s. So that's a good thing. So can't complain about that. So obviously I'm still doing an okay job. I feel like I'm doing a good job anyway. Anyway, we're going to get in this other part of it here. I was reading some stuff and looking at stuff. I'll give you some stats real fast before we get into it. Hope I don't bore y'all with this because I'm usually not into that, just in comedy. Anyway, the total death, law enforcement people died for the month of February that just passed was 24. January had 41, and so far we've had 2 in March. Total on-duty deaths this year have been 67. We're just gonna talk about the ones for this past month in February because the news don't report this shit unless it's a local news because it's a local thing. You get some fucking dirtbag piece of shit drug dealer, something happened, or a cop shoots him in self-defense, on the other side of the world, and it's fucking breaking news. Cops get killed, not breaking news. The average age of the cops that have died has been 51, which don't make me real happy. I'm right there. And the average toward duty was 20 years and 9 months, which, I'm a little over that, but I still don't like it. They did have a total of 3 canine deaths so far also. Let me get to my spot here, and we're going to get this part started. And like I said, it's not joking and happy fun time or nothing like that. But I believe each one of these people need to be recognized. Now, they do have some people in here that have died from COVID. And I guess since they were still active duty, they classify that as on-duty death. But Uh, let's talk about. I'm gonna. It did take me a little while today because to get started late because I did have to put all these different little images I'm about to pull up here on here separately. So we're gonna do that.
Market and Lamar, Market and Lamar.
I don't want to play that one. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. We're gonna play this one. Anyway, I'm gonna start pulling them up, and the first one here is Sergeant Grace, and excuse me if I get any of these names wrong, Bellamy. She was from the Georgia Department of Corrections, February 1st. COVID-19, Lieutenant Michael Booty from Hancock County Sheriff's Office in Mississippi, February 1st. He was shot to death. Didn't see that on national news, did you? Special Agent Laura Schwarzenberger, FBI. She was shot to death on the 2nd. Special Agent Daniel Alphin, FBI, February 2nd, shot to death. Puerto Rico Police Department, Wednesday, February 3rd, he died of COVID. Detention Officer Robert Perez, Harris County Sheriff, Texas, into watch February 3rd, COVID. Patrolman Darren Jarrett, New Mexico, into watch February 4th. He died from gunfire. He was shot to death. Officer Cesar Sibagna, U.S. Department of Customs Homeland Security, into watch February 7th, COVID. Deputy Sheriff Ross Dixon, Cambria County Sheriff's Office in Pennsylvania, February 9th. COVID-19, Corrections Officer Vicky James, Department of in Texas Department of Criminal Justice, into watch was February 10th. COVID. The Chief of Police Timothy John Sheenan, California Borough Police Department, PA, into watch Thursday, February 11th. He had a heart attack. Let me finish pulling these up while I'm talking about them. I got these are, if you're on live or watching video, all these pictures are the pictures and stuff of the law enforcement that died. Officer Guerrero, United States Department of Homeland Security, into watch February 15th. COVID. Corrections Officer, I cannot pronounce her name, I'm sorry. End of watch. She worked at the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. End of watch Tuesday, February 16th, COVID. Major Esteban Stevie Ramirez III, Bell County Sheriff's Office, Texas. Tuesday, February 16th, he died of COVID. Sergeant Richard Paul Brown of Fresno Police Department, California, Wednesday, February 17th. COVID-19. Deputy Sheriff Michael McGilly, Pinellas County Sheriff's Office in Florida, into watch was Wednesday, February 17th. He died from vehicular assault. Police Officer Horace Dominguez, it's like a tribal police department, died. Into watch was February 21st of an automobile crash. Lieutenant Lasco, Indiana Department of Corrections, is into watch with February 21st. He was stabbed to death, probably an inmate. Natural Resources Officer Jason Lagora, Ohio Department of Natural Resources Division of State Parks and Watercraft in Ohio. Into watch was Tuesday, February 23rd. Duty-related illness. Officer Carlos Mendoza, United States Department of Homeland Security, Custom and Borders Protection Officer's Field Operation. Into watch was February 24th, 2021, COVID. Deputy Sheriff Thomas Albanese, Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office, California. Into watch was Thursday, February 25th, 2021. He died in a motorcycle crash. Reserve Deputy Constable Martinus Mitchum, he was a Second City Court in New Orleans. He was also a reserve officer for Tulane, I believe, part-time. We talked about him earlier. He died from gunfire on February 26, 2021. Police officer Dominic Wenham, we talked about him earlier, end of Stanley Police Department, Virginia. Friday, February 26, gunfire. Captain Justin Williams Bedwell, Decatur County Sheriff's Office in Georgia, and the watch was March the 1st. His cause was gunfire. Anyway, these are all the people, the law enforcement professionals that have died. A lot of them died of COVID, but these people put their lives on the line every single day to protect and serve people they wouldn't know. And some of them probably died protecting other people for no good reason. So I think they all deserve a little recognition for what they do, especially the ones that died violently and nobody hears about their names. So you always hear it with all this other crap going around. How about this? I want you to say their names, right? Say their names. So I'm going to try to do this at the beginning of every month. Hopefully the list is shorter next month. I hope. That's all I can do. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the funny part of it. The last part, I don't find it too funny. I mean, actually, I'm upset. Pisses me off, especially when one of us has to die tragically, and nobody cares. Some of us care. So for any of the families out there and stuff, know that there is people out there that do care. All right. Anyway, let's get to it's almost at an hour. As I always say, if you're law enforcement, public service, first responder, veteran, military, if you got any funny stories or anything you want to talk about, come on. I try to stay non-political. I do my damnedest. And but if you want to come on, we can do it over the telephone. I haven't tried the Skype thing or nothing yet, but telephone's easiest for me. If you want to email me, if you have a story and you don't want to come on, you want to tell a story, I will gladly read it, since I am just so articulate, which that is sarcasm. I know I sound like a country hick. I can't help it. That's the way I sound. Email me. Hit me up, Facebook Messenger. I'm on Twitter at MotorC is on Twitter. Parlor, I think it's up. The best way to get in touch with me is either through Facebook Messenger or the email if you want to get in touch with me. I hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. Like I said, I'm going to do, and if y'all don't like this part of it or something, if y'all have an opinion or you think I should be doing something different, hey, email me. I don't mind constructive criticism or whatsoever. I may agree with you. I may agree with you. Hey, I might think you have the greatest idea ever and implement it with my stuff. I may just think you're stupid and not do it at all. That's just the way I am. So it's just something we'll have to deal with. If you are watching live or the video, I hope y'all do enjoy my backgrounds. I try to play with them to make them a little more interesting. As you can see on this one, I'm in the White House press room right there, and I don't think I circled back on anything, did I? So anyway, I try to make them a little comical, a little bit, a little entertaining. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that, because if y'all don't like it, I'll stop doing it, because it takes me a while to put all this crap together. So anyway, like I said, email me opinions, ideas, stories, whatever you may like. Like I said, any first responders, no matter if you're corrections, jailer, probation, parole, fireman, like I said, military, all that stuff. I love hearing the stories and talking to people. I just love talking to people. We had the Asian lover on. He was a hoot. I made a new friend. So that's great. So just always remember, to smile, because the Iceman could always be behind you.
I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made.